All right, I think we are working it now. Check, check. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Wait for everybody to come back on this live stream.
Right,
now.
Jesus Christ.
But the intro still isn't working. It's just playing the audio. I don't understand this. What is going on? Hello? Anybody out there? Okay, yes, it's all better. It's all better now. We got one listener back, I think.
Yay.
Yay. We actually had 3 for that fuck up.
How perfect. We get some viewers for the fuck ups.
Well, here's the thing. Don't ask me. The intro, we haven't even reached the entire bugs that just went in the system. The intro is all screwed up, just music only. And the only thing I did was restart the whole program and didn't change a thing. How about that? Such bullshit. So we are going to get started here shortly on this episode of Ghost in the Night, a hauntings and fucked up paranormal show. Oh, shit. So I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Apparently we are not. Well, first impressions, but yes, great first impressions for my friends who watching for the first time. Well, what do you know? It happens. This is live YouTube. It happens.
We can't be awesome all the time.
Do I look like a freaking professional?
More so than me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Alrighty. Actually, well, let's see. And we're only 9 minutes late with all the technical difficulties.
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I can live with that.
Me too. Now, hopefully, when I hit the play on the intro, it'll play, and the people. Oh, we gotta do
Gotta do Instagram.
Instagram. We gotta get that popping. Oh, it's hot as hell. All right, and we are unprepared for this episode. This could turn into a Thursday shit show on a Sunday
Yeah.
and go from there. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm glistening in the sweat. All right, we are going to get this party started.
Right now.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 125 of Ghost in the Night, our hauntings and paranormal podcast. I am Phil, and as always, Travis, my man, is sitting to my left. Thank you for joining me and Travis today for this terrific podcast episode.
That's already been fucked once.
That has already been a clusterfuck. Honestly, if I'm going to, let's just be blatantly honest about it. It has been a clusterfuck.
It's been a clusterfuck since Thursday.
Actually, it was been a clusterfuck for 2 weeks. My whole week, for a man who is single, that lives alone, kids don't live with me, lives alone, right here, by myself.
Just you and the Chupacabra.
Chupacabra, which, that reminds me, I'm working on the getting a picture for the Chupacabra to put on the shirt.
Ideally, if it was up to me, we could try to capture one with her tongue out. I think it would be.
I can't. I'm not that good. But for a man who sits by himself at home, only 3 people even know where I live that aren't blood related to me.
And one's fucking sitting
And
here. One's sitting here at least 2 nights a week.
1/3 of them is presently on screen. I have the most hectic life in the world.
I mean, I feel like it's just kind of part of being a grown up at this point. That's what I tell all the young kids at work. I'm like, just deal with the fact that you're going to wake up and eat shit every day.
Every day of the week.
To some extent, at least.
So if you've followed the show, we've been having issues with the camera. We're using a shitty-ass webcam, which, actually it works. And we are a podcast. We're not a video channel, really.
Right.
Let's be honest. This is about the audio.
Right.
Even though we are extremely handsome men, we are adding to the YouTube beauty contest, or making.
I win.
Yes, you do. But the video has been screwed up, so I recently tried to get. We used that better camera. It was all glitchy, it's all shit. I mean,
Yeah, like great resolution.
it was
I don't
lagging
know.
and stuff. So I fixed that problem. I was working on fixing that problem. Now we have another issue with it.
We seem to be better lit today. Or no, we turned up the settings on the video.
You know what it is? It's 195 degrees in here, and we're just glistening from.
I'm fine now.
The sweat on us is just reflecting the light much better. We have
Prismatic colors.
We have a glow about this. Yes. So it's been a hectic week for me. If you're tuned in Thursdays, if you're new to the channel, we do a Thursday show, which we affectionately call the shit show, because we literally do no preparation. We don't even communicate what we're going to talk about.
I go on like 3 websites and find some funny, crazy, like headlines to talk about, and that's fucking it.
And basically, we just sit here and talk and have a conversation about anything. It could be paranormal, it could not.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like noise pollution, we might as well just go on Thursday and just hook up microphones on the bar.
We actually probably should do that.
It could happen.
It could happen. Go on the remote and just. But
I sent the link to the Anchor website to one of my bosses. He was like, "Yeah, send that link my way." Blah blah blah. He's like, "My daughter probably like that." I was like, "I don't know if you want your kid listening to this one." I was like, "I'll send you the link," because I mean.
How old is your daughter, please?
Oh, speaking of, we need to get some viewers and shit, because I was listening to a podcast before I came here trying to do some last minute little shit for this subject.
Yeah.
And they're sponsored by Honey, and their audio was trash. It sounded like they were in a fucking hallway.
I started listening to yesterday, because tonight we are doing Skinwalker Ranch. Which, I have some strong. It is probably one of the most highly researched paranormal hotspots in the world.
It's the rear admiral of paranormal places.
Right. It's been taking up the pooper for years. Oh, there's going to be a boatload of sexual connotations tonight. I can already feel it. I feel it in my bones.
Feel it down in my plums.
Ooh.
They're turning a bluish hue.
Okay, Brandon.
That's not Brandon. You do not credit Brandon with that. He just quotes it. You credit the great Ashley Schaefer.
I will credit him, but he quotes it. Brandon quotes that all the
Ashley
time.
Schaefer BMW, then Ashley Schaefer Kia. He said, "Those Koreans, they just make a hell of a vehicle, man."
But what was I even saying? Oh, but we're doing Skinwalker Ranch tonight, which is interesting. And there's a new not a new second season of a show on Disney
haven't
Channel,
watched
which
that
you have
shit.
watched, and I've watched. I don't think I've watched all of them religiously.
Yeah, I don't traditionally have
a lot
good
of
luck
them.
with shows like that.
But it's interesting. Now I want to talk about that a little, and we'll get into some of the nitty gritty of what's going on at Skinwalker Ranch, some of the history of the place. It won't be too factual because it's been a hectic week. If you watched Thursday episode, I was basically stoned out of my mind from lack of sleep. That was horrible. I listened to it back. I was like,
Look at that. That's all I got.
I was damn near incoherent for most of that episode.
That's how I am for most episodes.
But so the Thursday show, join us on Thursday if you want to have fun. If you're sensitive, if you're easily offended, go piss off and don't watch on Thursday. Just stick around for Sunday. But
Yeah, if you're easily offended, Sunday is much more your speed.
You're too easily offended, you might not want to watch Sunday either. Because there will be dick jokes.
See, this is another one of those times where we need a little bing halo that we can just pop up.
Jesus Christ, I can barely get the audio and video to work. And
I know. I still want to know why the audio was all fucked up.
That was weird because nothing was changed.
Stupid.
All I did was restart OBS.
Stupid.
And for some reason, it kicked the mixer out, and it was on default. I don't know why.
It didn't give us our fucking opening screen.
Yes, and the intro was all jacked up. Of course, now you could dance during the intro, and they would see it. See if you when you watch the show and I play the intro, Travis is shaking his ass during the intro. Sometimes you get the tail end of it.
Shaking my money maker.
Get the tail end of the ass. Isn't that the whole thing?
Tail feathers. Shout out Nelly. Shake your tail feather.
No, but like I said, Thursday is a fun episode. It's not a lot of shit going on. And we are actually going to break that off into its own podcast.
To avoid the crossover of
right. Plus,
somewhat actual facts and whatever the fuck you want to call.
And plus, if we keep it associated with Ghost of the Night, I feel a little bad if we don't go too much paranormal or, what the basis of this show is. And we don't really want to go that route. We want that to be more fun, talk about anything on the table.
Right.
So we are going to break that off into its own podcast, a separate podcast, a spinoff, if you will.
I'm going to make it a political podcast. I want to be the Asian Alex Jones.
We could do politics, religion.
The Asian Alex Jones. No. Turn the freaking frogs gay.
Frogs are gay. Well, I've listened to one podcast, and that's all they do. It's kind of like our podcast, just they're not narrowed in as close to the paranormal as we are. I even forget the name of it. But they do a lot of paranormal stuff, but they just do. And it's kind of like the Thursday show. They'll do a lot of headlines, crazy headlines, but it could be anything. And he has a soundboard, I guess, of nothing but Alex Jones clips.
Jesus Christ.
And, somebody will say something. Zombie Phil, yes. Phil was a zombie on Thursday. And Phil didn't get much more sleep Friday and Saturday. Let's be honest.
Oh, no, I made a full-ass meal before I came here. I'm in a happy place.
Yes, so we are going to split Thursday's episode off into its own actual podcast, independent of this particular episode or this particular show. We do not know. We haven't really talked about what we're going to do, if we're going to do another day or because we do the Sunday show, then we record a Patreon episode after we record tonight's episode, and then we do Thursdays. But Thursday's going to be its own. Should we keep 2 episodes a week for Ghost of the Night, or just go 1? Or maybe go Sunday a little longer?
I'm down for whatever.
We'll play it by ear. We'll see what happens. But
we can always pre-record if we decide to.
We're going, as soon as the Thursday episode, we're working on names. We got some names for the episode or for the show. As soon as that gets done, we're going to kind of get the ball rolling. So there'll probably be about 3. I would say maybe another month worth of 2 episodes.
Yeah.
By a month, that will be split off into its own podcast.
Yeah, because you got to get you got to get the name, you got to get the RSS feed,
you get the social media.
We're gonna do all the shit with the backdrop. Yeah. So if we're gonna do that, we might as well have another banner or something like that for the just have the other one ready to go, so we can just switch them out.
Yeah, because we want to paint this studio, get these. Do a little different with the backdrop.
Big things popping.
Oh, yeah. So we went 12, 13 minutes. You want to get into Skinwalker Ranch?
Almost 20 with the fuck up.
With the fuck up. And don't complain. Do not complain. I'm in no mood. I'm going on 2 hours of sleep again.
That's your fault.
No, it's technically not my fault.
Takes 2 to tango.
Well, Maggie.
Mags, hello Mags.
Our wonderful latest, newest Patreon subscriber,
yes,
who is commenting left and right. I'm loving it.
She's very active.
Thank you for all your support, and thank you for chiming in while you're watching. We greatly appreciate the people across the pond watching.
Yes, I apologize ahead of time for any stereotypically British or, well, I don't know. Do we know where Mags is from?
I don't know.
Because if we find out where she's from, then I can at least narrow it in and have the right accent.
She's having a cup of tea.
Oi, oi. Hello.
I love it. But here's the thing. The British people are beautiful. But I wonder, do they get offended when, the whole, you are trying to do their dialect and their voice?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like for sure if
she's
you
from
do
Liverpool.
a fucking shitty job.
Liverpool is where she's from. The Beatles were from Liverpool. I don't know. This might upset you, Maggie. In my opinion, the Beatles, I never got it. I never really
like. I'm not. I'm a big Beatles fan in that I accept and respect what they did for music, especially of the pop rock genre. But like, I'm not like a balls deep fanboy of the Beatles.
Like the early stuff when they were first, the Beatlemania in the beginning.
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan, it was bubblegum pop. I mean, love me do.
Mm-hmm. Love,
bite my ass.
Me do. I'm not gonna sing anymore for copyright infringement purposes.
But that was horrible. Of course, it was what when did it was early 60s.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the style and the time.
Unless they just did their thing.
Now you get into the later Beatles when they started tripping balls. Got a little bit more interesting.
When they're hanging out with Dewey Cox.
Yep. But it got a little bit more interesting.
Izzy just messaged me. He said, "Hello, Governor."
Hey, Maggie agrees with me. She thinks they're overrated too.
What? The Beatles?
Yes.
See, that's my thing. I don't even want to say they're overrated. It's just not my thing.
I mean, the darker stuff at the end was actually pretty cool.
Dude. Shout out anybody who hasn't heard of them. Black Pumas. They're like my current musical obsession. They're like this jazzy, rocky duo. They do a cover of Eleanor Rigby that's so fucking sick, dude.
That's so sick. What does this have to do with the paranormal?
You fucking brought up the Beatles when she said
Maggie's
Liverpool.
Here.
Mags came in
we're
and you
talking about we have
talking shite about the fucking Beatles. Fuck off, yeah? We've got a fucking show to do and you're fucking about.
Here's the thing.
I hope it doesn't offend her because I do this shit. I don't even do this shit just on here. I do this all the time.
She is a fan of the show, obviously. She's not easily offended.
Oh yeah, I went off on Baby Thor and I went off on a rant about but in Indian dialect. He's like, "Oh, very good, buddy."
Oh, that reminds me. Before we get you started, I forgot some of the business. We get a lot of comments, and I'm getting text messages 37 minutes ago. Sorry.
She's not offended. She's gonna fit in well with us.
That's why you're the best. That's why we love our British listeners.
She's like Nicki Minaj. She just keep coming off the top as best.
I'm telling you, when we get banned from YouTube and have to leave the country, when Joe Biden comes after us because we're in exile, we're going to England.
I don't know. As soon as I found out that like those people that got fired by Joe Biden's administration for their past marijuana use, fuck off. Like, who gives a shit? Just like everybody's like, Obama smoked weed in college. Who didn't?
We did get a comment. If you're a fan of the show or you've been following the show even before the Trapster came along and enlightened us with his humor. And if you're new to the show, I'm the straight man and he's the sexual connotation man.
I'm the mouth from the South, Jimmy Hart.
Even though I'm getting your bad influence, I'm getting my own heat. You got a little heat when you first came on.
Would you what? Oh, yeah.
Travis got a little heat when he first came on because some of my old listeners who are obviously not listening to the show any longer did not. Yeah,
because she fucking missed her chance for a free T-shirt.
They were not really all that pleased with the direction in which the show was taking. I was much more family friendly, which I was never family friendly.
Much more so than we are now, though.
I still said fuck a lot on the episode.
Oh yeah.
What comments was she talking about?
You pissing people off.
Oh yes, from what was it, last Sunday?
I think so. Yeah, because it was the last Sunday because we did the Patreon.
Yeah, because I went off on the Patreon. So if you are a Patreon subscriber, Brian and Maggie, you can catch the Patreon where me and Travis had to have a heart-to-heart.
Come on around the Patreon, Megs.
You can watch.
That got a little Australian.
Yeah, you can watch that episode. But yes, Travis came along and got a little heat because some of my old listeners were not used to it was just me talking, basically mental masturbation to myself.
Goddamn right, boy.
And so I decided to take this into a new direction, bring Travis aboard, and actually have more fun. If I'm being totally honest, this podcast would be over if I hadn't brought you in. I probably wouldn't have kept doing it. So
I'm a dream maker.
He saved the podcast, and now we're building a media giant.
Yes, that I didn't even think about that.
What?
If any of our listeners are ever curious about podcasting, GITN Media will soon become a thing, a media group for podcasters such as ourselves and some of our friends.
Since we have our true listeners here tonight so far, basically GITN Media is going to be a thing, which we're going to get in media.
Getting it in.
But the studio is the official getting it in studio. Sexual connotation purposely done. There we go. I was actually going to get a 12-pack.
I got 8-pack of Tall Boys in the car.
They're warm now.
We got a freezer.
But actually,
it's skunky as fuck, but I'll drink it.
I was going to get
It's Bud Light. How good is it in the first place?
Bite your tongue.
No, see, I disagree. I drink Bud Light all the time. Like, that's my beer. Well, I don't want to say I drink it all the time. I'm not like a raging fucking alcoholic. But, like, that's my...
Yeah, you're not.
Fuck you. But that's, like, my beer of choice. And I say all the time, everybody's like, oh, Yingling at least, or fucking Rheingeist, fucking Mad Tree, Warped Wing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, Bud Light, it's cold. Everybody has it. It's cheap. And it tastes equally as shitty every time.
Oh, hey, Brian, you can take, what is that, Guinness and shove it up your anus. That is nasty-ass shit.
Wait, she drinks Guinness?
Yes, because...
do you like to chew your beer?
We were conversing one night at the bar. It was Sunday. When I went to Eli's after the show.
Yeah.
And you had you had to go work.
Yeah.
I went up and I had literally one beer.
Yeah, I rolled out of there quick. A couple people were like, "What's up with his ass?" And I heard Baby Thor. He was like, he wasn't supposed to be here. And then I just fucking skirted out of the parking lot, just blaring like Slaughter to Veil or some shit.
But I went up there and she messaged me on Facebook. Because
that sound.
Our researcher will, give me research or comment about our performance to me on after the show. And
so pretty much every time she's like, "You guys fucking suck."
And then she asked, "Well," I said, "I'm at Eli's or I'm having a beer." She goes, "What kind of beer?" I said, "Bud Light." And naturally, she tried to make fun of me.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, and she said, "Guinness."
I mean, I've had a couple good Ryan guys. But I just don't understand why everybody's so balls deep on IPAs.
Fuck that.
Like, I love me a nice hot bomb. Let me tell you, it just tastes like somebody. It just tastes like a bitter giant just exploded his loveness in your mouth.
Right. It's beer. I want my beer. I'm an American.
I like a nice blonde. I'll admit that.
Oh, I like blondes.
Hey,
I like my beer like I like my women.
Like when we got Approachable Blonde at the bar,
boobed.
I was super excited. I mean, I don't drink it anymore, but I was super excited about that.
You got what?
Approachable Blonde by Municipal.
Oh,
it's actually quite good. I mean, even like my favorite craft beer is a fucking Pilsner.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a fancy fuck version of what I already drink.
But I was going to get a 12-pack for this episode, but unfortunately, with only getting 2 hours, I could tell you why. Why I only got 2 hours of sleep.
He got stuck in that rotation of open link and new tab suggested videos on X videos.
No. Funny thing, you know what? Fuck, this is just going to be personal. We might talk about Skinwalker Ranch or we might not.
I mean, we knew we were going to have to fill some time anyway because it's like, if we just sat here and just delivered the fucking facts about Skinwalker Ranch without an opinion piece to everything, we could do it in fucking 20 minutes.
But before we get started, we'll talk about my personal life for a minute.
I feel like Maggie's sitting there. She's like, "You uncivilized Bud Light drinking pieces of shit."
I know.
They have some good fucking beers over there, though. Like Smittix,
see,
fucking good.
I've always wanted to, before we get into my personal life, I've been to Greece. I've been overseas.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to Greece.
I heard Greece is fucking beautiful.
It's
Casey went there for graduation.
I was a history buff.
Yeah.
Most people don't know this about me. When I was in college.
Did you go around licking the tips of the penises on all the statues?
No, I did not. I took my mother to Greece.
Fire off in the comment section if anybody believes what he just said to us.
Yes.
I
have a story about Greece. Okay, I won a trip to Greece. I used to be in sales.
That's fucking sick.
I won a trip to Greece. So I was dating somebody at the time. Or no, I was, how can I put this lightly? They don't listen to the show. You know who I used to date back in the day, who I was engaged to back in the day. You know her.
I do.
And you kind of know the story. It was after we had already broken up. We were talking, and...
Does Mags, do you come to the U.S. often?
Sweet. She loves me. She might be one of my favorite listeners now. She is listener of the week. We ought to start that.
Question, while we're here, real quick. Do you pay like $7 for a fucking Bud Light overseas? Like we pay like fucking $8 for a Smittix or a Harp? Well, not anymore, but...
Oh, God.
Like I remember when people first started getting Smittix around here, I fucking fell in love with that beer.
But anyway, I was supposed
Point vlogger.
I was going to take my ex-fiancée to Greece, but I promised my mother I would take my mother, so I took my mother to Greece. Love my mom, who I don't know if she's listening. She probably gave up. She probably gave up on us.
Seems like a great person to go to Ibiza with.
But, and you know, I like to partake in drink.
I drink and I know things.
Yes. So one night, you know, we did the sightseeing things because I loved history. I was a history major in college. I loved history, and I was excited to go to Greece. Loved going to all the sites, the Parthenon, and all that happy shit. But we're going out to dinner one night, you know.
The Parthenian?
Yes. And we're having rabbit. We're drinking wine. And you know what is big in Greece?
Anal.
Yes, it is Greek, but that's beside
Raccoons.
the point. And hand grenades, but that's beside the point.
Dude.
That's what we should call the Thursday podcast.
Raccoons and hand grenades?
Raccoons and
Dude.
hand
I like it. I probably peaked like a motherfucker right there.
Maybe that will be the name of the Thursday show when we split it off. Raccoons and hand grenades.
Maggie studied history at university.
Maggie.
Look at you. You're just intertwining into the thread that makes up Ghosts in the Night.
Yes. But we were going out. It was a barn, basically, eating dinner in a barn. Bunch of people.
Excellent.
Ouzo.
Oh, God.
They were giving out ouzo before we were going in, so I had two or three shots of ouzo.
I'll get you.
No, it didn't get me. I was young, 24-ish. 96, so 24. Wine flowing like water. I had like 3 bottles of wine.
Wine flowing like water from the clouds. The home of the gods.
3 bottles of wine, couple shots of ouzo, ate some food. I was baked. I was hammered. That's the only time in my life, and I've done some drinking in my day, trust me. Especially back in my younger days. What I do now is not drinking.
Right.
You've never even probably seen me drunk.
I've seen you drunk.
Well, not buzzed. You've seen me buzzed, not hammered. Yes, but I was hammered. I was blackout drunk. I remember because there was a bunch of us at one trips.
Yeah.
And we were on like a big Greyhound bus, basically. And my mom was sitting there holding my head like this, so I wouldn't move. She did not want me to hurl on the bus. So we're staying at a
It's the OG Uber charge right
5-star hotel. Marble everywhere in the lobby.
Good. It's easy to clean up when you vomit all over it.
Oh, I did. I'm getting right in the lobby, and I let go.
Oh, look at this. We've got interaction between the subscribers now.
Awesome.
Family. Like ICP. Whoop, whoop. Much motherfucking wicked clown love.
So I vomited on a marble on a 5-star hotel with my mother. And so we were supposed to go tripping, go out to, not tripping balls, but, go out to see.
I like the other option.
Go out and see sights the next morning, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I called in sick. But guess what? My ass was up. My mother, I'm 24-year-old, basically grabbed me out of bed, says, "Get your fucking ass up, you're going on these trips." Hung over like a motherfucker.
Like when we did Project Bluebeam.
Oh, I was worse than that.
You should have seen me before that shower.
Oh, yeah. So, wow. They're not even watching the show now. They're just talking amongst themselves.
Yeah, they're just buds
now.
Right.
Well, we're really not doing this shit. Anyway, before we get into that, let's get back to my personal life. This is what I'm using this for. I'm talking to one particular woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I find this fascinating. She's calling me a liar.
For what?
She thinks I have hundreds of girls. You know me better than anybody else right now, right?
Yeah.
Do I have hundreds of women?
Phil don't get no pussy.
Never. Hundreds of women. Now, the podcast is big, but I've got hundreds of freaking women.
I mean, yeah, we're fucking huge.
Apparently, we're huge all over the country,
First
all
time,
over the world.
First time I've ever been able to say that in my life.
We're going platinum.
I'm going platinum, selling rhymes.
All right, let's get into
Shout out Kid Rock. You know Kid Rock's 50?
Is he 50?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I'm almost 50.
You know he also has like the longest fucking restaurant name ever.
What?
It's like I don't know exactly. It's like Kid Rock's big honky tonk rock and roll biker bar or some shit like that.
I will say this about Kid Rock. I like Kid Rock better before.
I did too.
I like, the not shout the devil, but yeah. Well, no.
Devil Without a Cause.
Devil Without a Cause. I'm thinking about the crew now. Devil Without a Cause. I like the Joe C. Kid Rock.
The J-O-E to the C-Ho. Call me Joe C. Got more game than Coleco.
Sicko. Sick
I'm a freak ho. Don't call me sick. 3'9" with a 10-foot dick. R.I.P. fucking Joe C.
Well, that's one of my favorite Kid Rock songs.
Yeah.
I about lost my shit one night.
Dude, that intro's so sick.
We were at Eli's.
Yeah.
I was out on the patio. Somebody played that shit.
It was probably me.
It was probably
either me or Brandon.
And then it got to that part. I was like, oh, they better not bleep this shit out.
Yeah. I mean, they bleep out what you have to.
I was like, bullshit. Just ruined Joe C.
What kills me is I love playing Down with the Sickness at the bar because they have the whole version at the end where he's like, no, mommy, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Fucking die.
Yeah, he's like, you stupid fucking whore. Like, I was like, God damn.
And they play it? It's not?
Yeah, I mean, it's edited.
Oh, they bleep.
It's
kind of like it'd be one of our podcasts if we had to beep everything.
Yeah.
So, welcome to Ghost of Night Beep.
I wonder how much hate we would get if we ever just put out an episode and it's like the intro and then just a consistent beep, and you can just see our fucking lips moving for an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay, let's get into Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
We are 31 minutes into this and we haven't got. Oh, Phil, let's get. Ooh,
you love Disturbed? I'm actually, Steve, from the bar. You played football with them or coached them or something?
Maggie loves Disturbed.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
I'm actually
shit.
Be jealous, Mags. One of the regulars at the bar I work at is not only offering to drive, said apparently we're going to dinner. He said, he was like, oh, I'll buy it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you don't have to do that, dude. But makes good money. So I'm assuming we're going to a really nice restaurant. And then we're going to Riverbend. And we got the VIP box for the Disturbed and Bad Wolves show this summer.
Oh,
Steve,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into Skinwalker Ranch.
That'll be the second time I've seen Disturbed.
Enough of Disturbed. We could go an hour.
If you want to get disturbed, let's talk about Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch is a ranch in Utah.
Yes, it is in Ballard, Utah, which is in the Uintah Basin.
Now, this area was rich with Native American history.
Yes.
Competing tribes.
Yes, I have that.
And from what I remember,
Manchester.
How I've
Rooney with a header for goal. Sorry.
I've studied, from what I've researched.
Yeah.
There is people that believe that a lot of the issues with Skinwalker Ranch, and they have everything. Like I said,
literally everything.
Before, it's basically the most researched paranormal hotspot in the world.
Well, it was until it basically got locked the fuck down.
But they have, well, even now, but it's privately researched. I mean, we're talking high tech shit. These are major. When Bigelow researched it, we're talking the government was involved. He was down with the government.
He's still done with the government.
Right, but he's not doing it anymore.
He's got an aerospace company now.
Well, yeah, he sold it to this new guy which the show, they've kind of commercialized it with the show.
I saw something that he has. It's off topic, but it is somewhat on topic because he was an owner for the longest period of the second longest period of time that I saw. But he actually has an aerospace company now and has a contract to develop weapons for vehicles made for space travel.
Yes, I think he really was working on like the what
he had his hand in finger in a lot of pies from what I was reading. He did a lot of shit, big fucking money. Like I believe I saw that he was actually they quoted this, but this and that. But from what I saw, he was in fact a billionaire, not a millionaire.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's got a fucking aerospace company. You don't start an aerospace company without $120, $200, $300 million.
But he brought in scientists. He wasn't some Joe Smo, Phil and Travie doing paranormal investigating. Right. He brought in legitimate scientists and experts in the field. Now, we are experts in a lot of shit, mainly debauchery.
And useless topics.
But he brought in the real deal and really looked into it hard. Now, the problem with... don't deep up the mic. I'm just saying you can take that home.
It was a Brohio thing. He got drunk last week and didn't remember half the episode. Didn't remember doing the bro talk on Patreon afterwards, and like he was telling all this shit on this week's episode, the Bathroom Horror Stories, and like apparently there was a big chunk missing from his mic poof because like he took a bite out of it. He fucking threw his sunglasses and made Rob pick them up because he was too drunk to go get them and shit. It was funny as fuck, man. That's when he started talking about the fart bubble. Oh. You know when you fart and it goes up and down your ass crack.
But anyway, I'm not even going. I heard that one, which he made it sound like that's how
that happened to me so many times.
I've experienced that's like regular purpose, and it kind of makes you feel funny.
Yeah, it makes me feel like
it makes you kind of wonder.
It makes me feel like a bearing.
But Skinwalker Ranch,
fart bubbles and Skinwalker Ranch.
But it has everything. It has ghosts. It has UFOs. It has portals. It has
Bigfoot,
dimensional, all kinds of cryptids. I mean,
Chalupacabras,
cattle mutilations.
It's a good band.
Cattle mutilations. I've never.
I don't know about cattle mutilation, but what is it? Cattle decapitator.
Oh,
they're metal as fuck. Can't understand a fucking word they say.
I'm old. That's too old. But I'm old. We're talking about. Hey, we went from the Beatles to Disturbed, Kid Rock to Disturbed.
Cattle decapitator. And anybody, real quick side note, if anybody in here listens to Deathcore, I'm not especially happy with Slaughter to Prevail's new single. I get they're making more money now. They're getting more plays. Little Poppy. Dude, this band it's a Russian deathcore band, and they're so fucking heavy. And, like, this single's just not. I was so excited. I've been waiting months.
What can you relate a poppy death metal song to? Would it be like
it's like when
they Disturbed or
like they'll keep their style overall, but like they'll start using more clean vocals,
right.
And like the breakdown won't be so heavy, and some of the guitar riffs will be kind of chilled out comparatively and slowed down a little bit instead of just.
Oh, one thing I want to get to stick around to the end of the episode.
I'm going to show you my ass.
I want to go more into the GIT and media.
No, I thought you were going to say my ass.
Yeah, we can go into your ass. What the hell?
As long as you paint your face like a raccoon.
But I want to talk more about, I want to really, maybe get some of the listeners talk about the Thursday.
Our venture that we're going to try to go on here.
And if, like you said, podcasting, if they are interested, GIT, I want to go into what GIT and media, getting media is going to be all about. A network, essentially. Yes. So stick around to the end and we'll go there. But
Ghosts in the network.
Ghost in my anus. That's what I should have named this podcast.
Call me Ghost, baby.
That's what I should have named this podcast. Anyway, Bigelow.
Yeah.
Created NIDS, which is, I don't know what it stands for.
I didn't write it down
it's
either.
Something National Defense Science. I don't know. It's basically a research group, and they did actual scientific research at this ranch. 24 hours surveillance, all the nice equipment. Wasn't some Yahoo like me with an EMF detector walking around going, "Is anybody there?"
Yeah.
Knock once for yes, twice for no, or using dowsing rods. And
right.
They go a little bit more high tech. Dowsing rods are only good for one thing: scratching your ass. Are we looking at recipes during the podcast? Am I boring you?
Brienne sent me a picture of the dinner that she made. It looks lovely.
What the fuck?
I suggest you
we got a
serve
show
it
going
with
on
a
here.
nice Chianti.
We got a show going on here, and you're hearing a conversation about food. I'm walking off this job. Skinwalker Ranch. Where was I?
Squawker. Oh, did you get the about the curse? Like where they say it all began?
Well, that's kind of where we're getting. It was basically the battle. Land got one of I forget the Utes and which other.
It was I have it. Hold on.
One of them drove the other off the way, right?
It was the Utes that originally had it, and then the Navajo laid claim to it, which they call themselves Dine or Dene or I'm not trying to butcher.
Dene was that a girl?
It's literally spelled Dine.
A girl in Compton that you say hi to when you walk by. Hey, Dene.
So I was thinking more Shanae from Martin.
Oh yes,
the neighbor. But so the Navajo, known as the Dine or Dine or Dene, Native American languages are not easy to pull off.
No.
I'm butchering it. because of the fresh water, the hunting grounds, all that shit. So they claimed the shit, and then the Ute tribe attacked them and sold the Dine or Dene, whatever, to the Spanish as slaves. And then the Dine, Dene, please, if you know, let me know in the comments, / Navajo, they put a curse on the land because of that.
Yes.
Which,
I mean, it explains a lot. It would explain a lot of the issues going on there. But before Bigelow, which that is an awesome name.
Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Yes.
And also European gigolo.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm lost. I can't read the threads. I'm lost in it. They're having their own conversation. She's talking,
there's all kinds of stuff going on.
All kinds of shenanigans.
I'm lost in a big world of confusion.
But before Bigelow got there, a family. He bought it from a family. What was it? Cornells or?
No. Before him, it was Terry and Gwen Sherman.
Sherman, yes, it's Sherman.
Who bought it from Kenneth and Edith Myers in 1994 for
Sherman,
about $500,000.
I don't know where I got Cornell. Oh, Cornell was the guy who made the documentary. My bad.
Chris Cornell?
No, Jeremy Corn. No, Jeremy Corn something or other. I don't know.
Jimmy Crack Corn?
I don't care. But
excellent.
The Shermans.
Yes.
They weren't there.
Sherman Helmsley.
Oh, fuck me, running. The Shermans. They bought the ranch for a fairly decent price. It was I think it was around $200,000. That's a big.
The Shermans.
Yeah,
I saw 500.
500, okay.
Which for a 512-acre farm is not shit.
That is dirt freaking cheap.
Yeah, you can't get a fifth of that around here for less than a couple million.
Right. So they immediately started having that shit go weird there. The weirdest story, naturally, when you own a ranch, you're big hunters, you have guns. No matter what you feel about guns, if you own a ranch, you've got some guns.
Yeah.
One day.
I mean, even the fucking hipster fucking vegan people, I would assume, have guns. Right. I love everybody and want everybody to be good. Get the fuck off my land. Don't touch my organically grown Brussels sprouts, you cock.
But one day they're out, him and his son's out by the...
Oh, yeah, I got this story, too.
With the...
this one's very well documented.
With the dire wolf.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a dire wolf, apparently. A big freaking wolf. Extinct wolf.
Well, they kind of did like a wolf, like a lineup of Wolfie boys, right. And that's the one they picked out.
And I want to get into the Skinwalker legend, hence this name of the ranch.
Where it all started.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the Shermans, this particular incident, they had some cattle in the range or in this gate, the pens, I guess. And a wolf comes up and attacks one through the fence. Mm-hmm. They're carrying a sidearm.
I saw it grabbed it by the nose. Okay. See, I saw a shotgun first.
Well, actually, I heard it first. It was he had a
357
handgun. Shot it.
I heard a couple different ones. But
then he shot it. Didn't fucking phase it. Went and got a 30-06. Now, if you're
that was a big fucking
30-06 will put down an animal.
Yeah, that'll blow your chest out.
I mean,
real quick.
That's a deer rifle, and it's not a deer rifle. They're going to run. They're going to hit it.
Yeah,
and
it's
drop
basically getting hit by a metal thumb.
Right,
at
and that
fucking
30-06.
feet per second.
I even heard one story is he shot it with the 30-06, blew half its head off, and it looked at him and just walked off.
Yeah, everything I saw, like every time it got hit by a bullet, it would a piece of it would fall off, and it would just. Is that all you got, pussy?
Yeah, and eventually it did let go and just moseyed on off.
Which I heard that by that time it had killed the calf anyway.
See, that's the thing about this particular, depending on which website or what you watch or what video you check out, it varies.
Well, see, and to get into like the science or anthropology or whatever the fuck you might call it behind this, I found weird that because I didn't see that it was through a fence, and I also found it weird that if it's a wolf, a living wolf, that it went after the face. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you would traditionally go for the throat.
Right.
And if it was already dead, it would have started traditionally with the asshole. Because that's how most...
Are we talking about this or your personal life? What the fuck are we talking about here?
Same thing.
Okay.
Same. It's same. But yeah, I mean, because traditionally most predatory animals start with the easiest point of access.
That's like
which is the asshole.
I'm not a cat. I'm not a cat person.
Yeah. Phil hates pussy. Sexual connotations.
I hate cats. We'll go that route and not the musical. Well, I hate that too.
That creepy fucking movie they made recently?
No, but I hate cats. And anybody that has a cat, the first thing I say...
Brienne.
Yes. I'm sorry. All cats are evil. They are the devil.
They do say that their eyes are portals.
They look at you, and when they look at you, all they're thinking about is, how can I kill you? Now, here's my situation. I'm single. I'm going to die alone. I've told you this. One day I'm going to die, and I'm not going to be found till Thursday or Sunday.
I'm going to come over to do the podcast and be like...
I'm going to be sitting on the couch, sprawled out, probably with some Vaseline and some rags.
Jesus.
But I'm going to die alone, and Travis will be the one to find me, or my other boss. If it's on a weekday, he might get a little pissed by noon if I don't show up to work.
Somehow get my number and be like, where the fuck is Phil? I'll be like, I don't know, bro.
So I will die alone. I'm thinking about getting a cat. That way, when I die, they'll just eat me asshole up. And take care of it for everybody. There'll be less cleanup.
Phil's got to get a cat to get his ass ate. Come on, ladies.
Yeah. Contrary to popular belief,
plenty of fisting.
I have not had the best luck with ladies here lately. See, the thing is, when you get old, back in the day, yes, tail lined up for days. Now I'm 48, balding, little hair, little dick, little money. Ain't got a fighting chance.
It makes you feel any better. I'm in the same boat, and I'm only 31.
Yeah. All right. Where were we at? Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, we were talking about the Shermans.
No, but
and the story with the because at the end of all this, after shooting it with multiple guns, it just like calmly walked away.
It didn't attack. That was what was weird about the story. And you attack an animal, shoot an animal, an animal.
I'm an enemy from the...
Shoot an animal. It is going to, if you injure an animal, fuck me, run.
It's either going to run or it's going to come at
you.
Or
you're going to piss off, it's going to attack.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, this thing was it was much bigger than a regular wolf.
Well, and then I also saw somewhere, I don't know how much validity there is to this.
There's a chupacabra.
But, so you start talking about dire wolves, and the chupacabra comes peeking her head around, ready to kill everybody.
Them bitches.
But I saw one of the versions of this story I read said that this thing just like walked up to him, and that Terry and his son it was so calm and chill that Terry and his son just assumed that it was like one of the neighboring farm's pets of some sort, and it said he actually pet it and then shoot it away, and then on its way walking away calmly is when it tried to snatch up that calf. Which, if that's true, that's even more fucking terrifying.
Right.
Like,
so you think of an attack, just for you people who you probably can't hear it. Ice cream trucks driving by, and as hot as it is in this studio, should have sent you out.
I'm gonna need a great white lemon bar, and I need you to shove it right up my keister, sir.
That'll cost you extra.
Yeah, that'll cost him extra. He's giving me the ice cream for free, and he owes me $20.
But there was the Shermans had all kind of shit go down. I mean, I heard things about, like they had like a container where the cattle went into and got out, and there was no way for it to get out. But somehow it got in the container. Something put it in that. It was like I'll say a cargo container you see at the shipyards, but something like that. There's only one way in, one way out.
Slaughterhouse, probably.
And it got in, and they don't know how. What was the other one? Oh, they were doing work. I had a post hole digger. Mm-hmm. He was digging, drilling. Sexual content. I know where you're going, but that's okay. And he set it down, went to lunch, came back, it was gone. And found it like 3 days later. Up in a freaking tree.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
Well, they even said that like the cattle would just like almost just disappear and reappear in different places, like outside the fence and shit. Just like.
So this place was freaking rampant with weird, crazy shit. And even the surrounding area, everybody that lives in that area sees weird lights. The Mesa, if you've not seen, there's a show on History Channel, lights up weird. You know, it's out in the middle of nowhere. So it's not like downtown's just right on the other side of the Mesa.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it lights up. Streams of light shoot up from the sky. You know, if you dig, even the new series, in the past that the one guy who's like the head of something or other, the head of masturbation, I don't freaking know, some weird title. You know, they say if you dig on the land, something bad happens, and he had they were digging something, and he had like his head swelled up. It was kind of weird, where it looked like between the skull and it just bubbled up. I had no idea what it was. It wasn't a tumor, but it was.
It's a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Yeah. So weird things happened there. And the Shermans said, fuck this. They were really concerned because they were losing cattle through cattle mutilation, which, in my opinion,
they only owned the place for less than 2 years.
Yeah, it was really, they said, we're out.
And one of the other things that they automatically thought was weird, like when they moved in, like the fencing for the whole, you know, to fence off the property and the cattle, whatever the fuck, pens, like had just insanely thick chains and like massive fucking locks on them. Inside the house, the windows had like upgraded heavy duty locks on them. All the doors had crazy heavy duty deadbolts, and like closets and pantries and shit within the house could be locked from inside of them.
Right.
Like all of them. Like every door inside of the house had a lock on the inside of it, so you could lock yourself into wherever you were.
I even heard one story. They had paranormal activity, ghosts and shit. I heard.
Yeah, I mean, and if you believe in it the way we do, like, that's a fucking given. Like, look at the history of the land. You know what I'm saying?
One story of old woman, the old lady, his old lady. I don't know. Maybe it was a biker. I don't know. Damn it! I almost made you spit up. Payback's a bitch.
I never spit. I always swallow.
That's why you're a keeper.
Wop.
She went to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
Set the groceries down, put them away. I think I might be getting a reverse, but she put the groceries away, went to do something, came back, and all the groceries were back in the bags.
What a dick of a ghost.
Pure ass.
Yeah, I heard the poltergeist activity going on with it in the household.
So it's got the whole gamut. It's got everything.
Literally everything.
It is a paranormal.
And plus, like I said, throw in some Sam Squamch stuff too.
Yes, a paranormal investigator's wet freaking dream.
Yeah.
So they held on to it for a couple of years, and they sold it to Bigelow because naturally Bigelow is big into weird shit.
Yeah.
We're not talking, 50 Shades of Grey shit in a spare room. We're talking paranormal.
Mm-hmm. Because he didn't have it for that long either, though.
I don't know.
Not even 4 years, I don't think.
Because they bought it in the mid-90s.
Or no, he had it for 20 years.
Yeah, but because we're mid-90s. They owned it and sold it.
They sold it to him in 96. He owned it up until 2016.
Yes, and he sold it to the current owner, who is a little shady, but we'll get into that maybe a little later.
Yeah, that one's interesting to me, especially if you look into who the corporation that owns the holdings company that bought it.
Yeah, I was going to Google that.
I have it.
Okay, because I wanted to get a little background on some of the cast members of that show, because I have some questions, but I didn't get around.
Track him down on Twitter and see what the fuck's going on.
But Bigelow bought it. Bought it.
He booted it.
They booted it. He formed NIDS, brought in scientists, brought in the government. He was working. Was the government financing a lot of this, or was he reporting to the government? I don't know what. He's kind of tight-lipped about it.
Which makes you just automatically think. Like, I mean, it's not even automatically thinking. Like, it's known that the government had a hand in whatever the fuck he had going on.
Right. They were obviously interested in it. He was doing research, and they wanted to know what the hell was going on. Because activity in this area had been going back. Even the Native Americans had reports of activity. They, caveman drawed their shit on the stones on the mesa.
Well, they're out there finding Peter Dactyler bones and giant sloths.
I mean, people in the 60s reported seeing UFO type
That
shit.
was just acid.
Well, I'm down with that, actually. I think we ought to do a episode where I'm just tripping balls. It can't be any worse than what this episode really normally is.
We got to get the color changing lights first.
Let's put the blue one up there.
That's the whole podcast. Just
and where were we? Nobody really talked. Bigelow never really said what he found. I don't think to this day he's really come clean on what's going on. George Knapp is the one who really made this.
Yeah, like he's done interviews and shit. Like I looked at interviews with him, but he never really like
says anything.
Yeah,
he never really says anything.
He'll elude around a topic if somebody wants to talk about it, but he never like just straight answers anything.
He dances around that like a virgin giving her first blowjob. Just doesn't know what to do with it. She's just bouncing around with it.
Is that how yours was?
Yes. What are you talking about? I still have never had one.
It's looking at me.
Where was I?
Is that good? It tastes like salt and shrimp and vinegar.
We are fishing, losing people left and right, baby. I love it.
Canceled.
See how many people we can walk. We're like a comedian just trying to clear the room.
It's the beauty of it. We might as well do it now while we have the opportunity before we're not even cancelable. There's nothing to cancel.
Right.
You'll piss off like 30 people on a weekly basis.
And you're going to take away our big income of $5 a month. Thank you. Or actually, it's more than that. It's closer to about 15.
Whoa!
What to do? We can retire in the year 2155.
When everybody will be fat and on a ship like Wally.
Right. But Bigelow, Knapp broke this story, made it famous with, I believe, Hunt for Skinwalker Ranch, a book that came out. And then there's been a few documentaries done. But there's no conclusive, nobody really knows what Bigelow found. He's never really given a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hearsay, a lot of stories, but nobody's really knows what they found. So he sold it to this other guy, Brandon something or other. And what do you know about his?
Brandon Fugel.
Fugel, yes, he's a shady motherfucker.
He is the current owner of Skinwalker Ranch via the Adamantium Holdings Company, which is fucking sick because adamantium is what is coating Wolverine's skeletal structure in X-Men.
Okay, he obviously never got laid in high school.
Well, no, that's a shell corporation.
Oh, well, still, if you use that as a name for even anything,
you're fucking sick. That's sick.
You're a bit of a dork.
I'm a fucking dork. I think it's sick. Fuck you. At least it wasn't an Unobtainium Holdings from Avatar. But see, and this is what I thought was weird is so Bigelow sold it to Adamantium Holdings in 2016, but Brandon Fugel or Fogel, fuck awful, didn't like step forward as the owner or proprietor until
the show
March of 2020.
When the show he wanted to commercialize.
Which I found that fucking weird. It's kind of shifty.
Right. But now he's.
But at the same time, once I found out it was this whole thing was really owned by Shell, I was like, yeah, he's the president. He's the figurehead.
Right. It's shady as fuck, and I don't trust. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I respect Bigelow for one thing. His secrecy. Now, granted, he had the government contracts. Top secret shit. He just can't go out and blurb to the world what the fuck he found.
Right.
This guy, on the other hand, apparently can. And now they have the show.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's got a big script of shit he's allowed to talk to that is approved by his whatever the fuck you want to call them. His headman, his overlords.
The fact that they've went commercial with this, I respect Bigelow for he kept this on. Fuck you, you ain't getting in. It was locked up tighter than Area 51.
Yeah.
Now it's basically an amusement park.
See, but it is, and
you can't get into it. You can't, but it's
because that's one of the first things I saw after Adamantium Holdings or Shell bought it was like they blocked all the roads leading to Skinwalker Ranch. They put guard. It's got cameras, barbed wire fences, signs, all that shit. Like, and they also trademarked Skinwalker Ranch in 2018.
What an ass. Money grab. They bought it for the publicity to do exactly what they're doing now.
Either that or there's something even more, not like paranormally crazy, but there's something crazy that hasn't even come up as a topic yet that's going on there. Be it some type of oil thing or fucking what have you. Because I also saw that like there's a lot of electromagnetic spikes in random places along that property.
If I'm being honest about Skinwalker Ranch, we all know, electromagnetism affects the human body.
Mm-hmm.
It can cause hallucinations. It can cause, spontaneous heart-ons. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and that was my thing of like, why is Shell so interested in it, other than its commercial value and entertainment value? Because the EMF thing could be explained.
But I think that
who knows what's going on in the subterranean range of that place.
The EMF explains a lot of the activity. And just because you're experiencing something, if there's high electromagnetism, it doesn't mean they're basically hallucinations.
Yeah.
That little weird feeling you feel isn't because something's there, it's because your body's interacting with that high EMF.
Right. It's just like being in a fucking room with a gas leak. It's just not as, it's just a different, like, cerebral effect, I guess you would say.
Like if you watch the new show, there's parts of it where they'll be doing something, jerking off. And the big thing about the show, you can't dig on the property. You can't dig, Brandon douchebaggery.
Brandon Fungal.
Brandon fuck me raw. You're not allowed to dig on the property. I'm like, okay. And I like the guy.
Lamont said, "Why? How they got a fence up if you can't dig on the property? Because they own it. They can do whatever they want. Nobody else can do fucking shit.
Right, but
you can't step foot on this fucking place without permission from. I don't know if it comes from Brandon Butt Fungal, the holdings company, Shell as a whole. I mean, obviously it comes down from the top from Shell, but like, you can't do shit on this property. You can't visit it. None of that unless you have fucking permission to get in there."
Right.
Which really is probably on behalf of them making the show. Because now they've got that locked down because they've got their finger in that pie making money off the show. So now you've got exclusive rights to and an exclusive capability to commercialize that.
Right. But that's my point. They went mainstream with this TV show.
Yeah.
You can't.
They locked it down and went mainstream at the same time.
They locked it down, but letting cameras in.
Yeah.
That's hypocritical.
Yeah.
You know what that honestly...
It's a money grab.
You know what that honestly tells me? The legend of Skinwalker Ranch is built overhyped. It's more built. There's not
100%.
as much activity going on at this fucking location as they say there was.
100%.
Or has been hyped.
Especially when you consider, like I said, it's over 500 fucking acres.
Right.
Like, and it's native land. So that's 500 acres of random fuckery that could be going on anywhere in the world, but you've got 500 acres of it, so yeah, fuck.
When you resort to doing the TV show, that tells me one thing.
Yeah.
It's now when Bigelow had it, fuck you, we ain't telling shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, we bought this place. How are we gonna monetize this?
Mm-hmm.
The activity isn't as rampant as what. Sure, there might be activity, just like there. I can go out here. I've seen some weird shit out here. Of course, at Hamilton, I see a lot of weird shit up in there and walking by.
Oh yeah, I saw some shit last weekend sitting on the porch at their house.
That reminds me, last night, I'm on the phone. Somebody popped off some gunshots again.
I didn't hear him.
It was over. It seemed like it was over that way.
I guess between here and there is enough distance for me not to hear that.
I was like, huh. Somebody's having a bad fucking day.
Fucking Saturday night.
Saturday
patter.
night
Let's get at her, boys.
Kentucky, baby.
And then like it's just like when you think about this shit from a different standpoint, because when you look into this stuff, you want to think from a phantasmical, paranormal, like unexplainable standpoint because it's fun and it's entertaining.
Right.
But like even like the locks on the inside of the house, like I don't know. I didn't see or dive into the house itself that was on the property at the time.
There's multiple houses.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, how long was that house there? Because look where you're at. You're in native territory. If that house has been there long enough, you had a lot of fucking drama between white people and like settlers soldiers, all of them, because they were all kind of dicks from one way or the other. Most of them, at least.
The white man pushing their.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like those locks on the inside of the house could just be from people pissing off the wrong people, and they come and try to raid your shit every once in a while. So yeah, wife and kids can lock themselves in the fucking pantry if they need to.
Right. But with this show, they've really. It tells me there's not as much going on there, or it's not as prevalent. It's not as built up as what it's been. The legend is much greater than what's actually going on there.
Well, and plus, like, all the shit you hear about, like, it's just because it's the Skinwalker Ranch. Like, you hear about all this shit all over out in that area.
Right. I mean, Skinwalkers is a big deal in the Native American culture. I mean, they won't. It's hard pressed. There hasn't been a lot of info or a lot of TV shows done on the actual Skinwalker phenomenon. There has, but there's not a lot, and there's a reason for that. Native Americans don't even want to talk about it because they feel if you even say the name Skinwalker, it's like Zozo. You say the demon Zozo, they say,
"Oh, you're getting butt fucked by the devil."
Yeah, but they feel that way about if you even mention Skinwalker, he's coming. Yeah. He's coming. He's coming for you.
Yeah, it's like Slender Man. Everybody's got a boogeyman. There's always been a boogeyman. There always will be, no matter what culture you're talking about.
And basically what the Skinwalker is, I think I did an episode on this one time, is basically a shaman that has went to the dark side. Basically.
Yeah, pissed off shaman or witch.
That wanted that power.
Yeah.
That ultimate power of shamanism, whatever. I don't know.
Spiritual healing.
And basically they do their thing. I think it involves taking the life of a loved one. And basically they become this higher dimension.
Yeah, they have to kill somebody that they care about to become a Skinwalker.
They become a Skinwalker, which is basically a shapeshifter that can shift into.
Yeah, it said like anything. It's predominantly like wolves, foxes, eagle, shit like that. But which I don't understand why when I was reading up on this, they went into the detail of like it's usually this, but it could be anything it wants.
But it could be anything it wants.
Like it could be a fox, it could be fucking Lapras from Pokemon, whatever it wants to do.
I think if I would turn into early 90s Pamela Anderson and twiddle myself.
Sexual connotation.
No, that was straight. That was no connotation at all.
I don't know what I'd do. I'd turn me into a bird so I could fly far, far, far away from here.
What movie was that from?
Forrest Gump.
There we go. I'd turn myself into Bigfoot.
Gen A.
I'd turn myself into Bigfoot and say, well, I better go find my people.
Right.
And turn back and come back on Discovery Channel.
Let me go find my settlement on Mount St. Helens or whatever the fuck.
We're gonna do that episode. We're gonna look at maybe we'll do that next Sunday.
Maybe try to get a hold of that dude. See if we can get some insider information.
I'll reach out and comment on. I'll comment on his comment. That's what I'm trying to get out. Say that real quick 3 times.
Comment on his comment. Comment on his comment. Comment on his comment.
Okay, you're just an asshole now. Jackwagon.
I win.
Where were we? But the new show, the guy, here's the way. This is just a really shitty reality show with, reality TV is basically the studio networks or the studios and the networks. They love reality TV.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap. They don't have to pay big actors. I'm pretty sure these people don't have to be a member of the Screen Actors Guild Award or Screen Actors Guild. Be part of the union. They don't have to pay, or they pay the minimum scale, I guess.
Right, and you just give them a loose fucking dialogue or story to follow. Who's going to be pissed at who for sucking off their boyfriend, or who ate who's fucking chicken carbonara.
Actually, they give here. This is what this episode is about. Go.
Yeah.
Or like in this, we're going to talk. We want to investigate this, or we talk about what we found or didn't. Talk what. Guys, just go. So you don't have to hire actors. You don't have to hire writers. You just have to producers, set, production costs.
Yeah.
So they're cheap and they love this shit. They can produce product, and us morons that we are eat it up.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck MTV. The Real World started all this shit. Them bastards. They ruined television for everybody.
The Real World isn't even a thing anymore. They just have the challenge now.
Right. So.
And fucking there's still a goddamn Jersey Shore show.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it's still going. Apparently. And now they have Floribama Shore too.
Oh, them bunch of hillbilly redneck white trash.
That shit, they're all fucking stupid.
Yeah. So this is no different. It's really shitty acting.
Mm-hmm.
And these aren't.
I haven't watched it.
These aren't even real. These people are. It'd literally be like you and me. You and I think, are more comfortable on the camera than some of these people that are on the show. It's like,
so just walking around with cameras like, hey Terry, how do you feel about that Sasquatch sighting last night?
That's kind of how it is. It's horrible. And they have the security team. They have one security team, and or the head of the security is named Dragon. Okay, first of all.
Oh, fuck right off,
first of all,
dick face.
Apparently these guys are all ex-military. They're head of security, whatever.
Yeah, okay, but your name's Dragon.
If you are above the age of 15,
and you don't play Dungeons and Dragons on a daily basis,
and you have any sort of nickname, and especially the word Dragon, you're a colossal douche.
You think it's because all the other members of the security team be dragging those nuts across his face?
I don't know. But and he's this man, and this guy actually fucking pisses me off. He's head of security.
Does he have that stupid
stoic
thing going on?
This is my fault. I wanted to look into him a little bit and get his background. I'm sure he was in the military. Maybe he was special ops. I don't fucking know. But I've known some special op guys in my day.
Mm-hmm.
I've known a few Navy SEALs. They have a look in their eye.
Yeah.
They're
like
funny.
Jocko Willink.
They're funny. They have a serious about them, but they embrace funny. They're actually like us, but
less afraid to die.
There's a look in their eye, and you can tell there's a switch. And when that switch goes, Katie bar the doors, bend over and just grab your ass. You're getting fucked.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around. And this guy, I don't see it. I could be wrong. But you can look at somebody that's been in special ops and see they've been through some shit. They wear that scar. They wear that. It wears on them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that. I don't see it with him. He looks to me like an actor they paid. Okay, this is what you are. And we're going to give you this cool code name, Dragon.
Yeah. Well, clearly. Like, nobody wants to go by... What the fuck? Like, this isn't WCW in 98. Like, you're not... The Ultimo Dragons.
And the whole thing with this show is, especially in the first season, about digging on the property.
Yeah.
And if you are a paranormal investigator, if you are into this shit, and they say you can't do something,
you're going to want to do it.
You're going to want to do it. You want to get to the truth. Like the guy Travis, who is the astrophysicist, the kind of the expert, is the super, or not the superstar, but the more known star, because he's been on Ancient Aliens. He's one of those contributors in all these shows.
Of course he is.
But he got multiple doctorates. He's an astrophysicist.
Oh, so he's at least legitimate.
He's a legitimate scientist.
But he's probably portrayed like a fucking douchebag on the show.
No, he seems pretty cool. Kind of up. I like him. I like the way he doesn't really go into like on Ancient Aliens. A lot of those guys are freaking complete douches.
Aliens.
They are full-blown believers, and no matter what you say, it's a fucking alien.
Right.
To where, the way I think, okay, I see what you're saying. It might be an alien, or it might be a meteor, or it might be or whatever.
Right.
I'm open both ways. I'm not going to say like Giorgio, big hair.
Oh, the guy who doesn't even have a fucking PhD and shit.
The hair, up here.
Yeah. Aliens. I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
He's never been fucked up by an alien he didn't like. I mean, seriously.
And from what I saw, he doesn't even, like, his degrees that he has aren't even, like, relevant in that world anyway.
Right. So, but Travis does, I forget his last name, come on these and does lend some credibility. So he is based in science.
Yeah.
And he doesn't jump the gun. He goes, yes, there's some, I like him in that regard. He's kind of a nice counterbalance to.
So he's probably the one that the production company fucking hates.
Right. So this is basically his show, basically. He's the only one. The rest of them are just kind of nobody science, members of that team of Brandon's, henchmen.
Yeah.
So he wants to dig. Naturally, he's a scientist. There's weird things going on with the ground.
Do you think he calls them the Foogies? Because his name's Fugal.
Probably.
Ready or not, here Dragon comes.
Oh, don't get me started. But anyway, I'm getting to that. The big thing about you can't dig. Well, they said something about digging. He said, Travis says,
Dragon said that?
No. Well,
I was going to say, because I see this guy just being the guy that just sits, no dig.
Well, that's basically what he does. And Travis goes, let's dig. And he goes, we're not allowed to dig.
No dig bad.
And he goes, well, we have to call Brandon. And they call Brandon. No, you can't dig. It's a fucking hole. But yet, like we said, the foundations have gotten, there's basements. I've seen excavators there. You know, they dug post holes for all these fucking cameras and these telephone poles with cameras on them. Okay, one guy might have had a strange, weird little bump grow on his head and almost died. And he was digging at the time.
Which has nothing to fucking do with why you can't dig.
Coincidence, maybe?
You don't know. It is a coincidence because they don't want you to not dig because something bad's going to happen to you. They don't want you to not dig because what the fuck do they not... Like, there's something they don't want you to find.
But the whole season, he's kind of...
Jimmy Hoffa's buried there.
Maybe. I don't know. But I don't give a fuck either.
I'm just saying.
The whole season, you know, they want to dig and he's just sitting there, well, who can't dig? You know, he's basically... this is what I hate about... And how much security do you really need at this place?
I mean, now I could see it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I don't really think that if there's nothing crazy going on behind the scenes there, I don't see why you would need a security force made up of fucking ex-special forces veterans and shit either.
And I seriously doubt... Let's be honest. I seriously doubt. They're probably hired actors.
At least some of them.
Like they got another guy. And some, they're like we getting back to electromagnetism. In one of the newer episodes, season 2's out now. You know, guys got an iPhone. They're digging. They finally, you know, Brandon loses her heart on and Dragon loses their heart on for them, their digging policy. And yet nobody's died yet from what I've seen. Maybe later on in the episode, later on in the season, somebody will die from digging a hole. But they're digging, and one of the guys' iPhone just starts going crazy. It just out of the blue, just starts going into different things, and like almost like somebody's hacking the computer, hacking the phone. Now, naturally, the scientist Travis gets he gets a woody the size of the tree that's right next to him. I mean, large wood. That's how excited he is. Well, that's impossible. They're hacking that. Or maybe his phone's just fucking going crazy.
Or, like I said earlier, there's electromagnetic spikes. There's spikes all over the place.
Interfering with...
It could be something naturally occurring. It could be something that somebody put there. There could just be some type of an electromagnetic anomaly, like a cluster of the right metals mixed together in the right places can do shit like that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'll understand why, like... I don't. There's just like there's no rhyme or reason to any of the shit.
Right.
Like I don't see hardcore evidence of anything as to why you're not supposed to dig, other than it's just not a good idea. Like there's all this shit going on, but there's no fucking like there's nothing to back all of the rules and regulations of this place.
Well, here's my thing.
Other than lore.
If you're going to investigate some weird shit like this, or the paranormal, or ghost, or whatever, if you want to investigate this shit, you have to do some shit that might be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I might have told this story to you. We were at the Dollhouse in Indiana. And it was a place, and when I first got there, I had a bad fucking feeling. I felt nauseous in one room. Now, obviously, maybe it was that chalupa from Taco Bell was sitting funny. That's possible. Or there was something interacting with me or I was reacting to something in the atmosphere. Yeah. Which is the EMF or something. But it didn't.
It was very possible.
Very possible, but it did go away.
Yeah.
Or there was a spirit there, you know, trying to...
And it also could just be psychosomatic.
Right.
Like, you know.
Because there was a bunch of dolls, creepy-ass dolls.
Yeah. You're going into a place with these thoughts and these ideas, and, like, that can fuck with you. So, just as easily as anything can actually physically fuck with your physical being.
We get into the investigation. That dissipates. We get into the investigation, and... excuse me. We start doing the investigation. We're in one of the rooms, and this house is smaller than this one. That's how small this is. It literally is the size from this room. Maybe this room about 4 feet that way in the kitchen.
Okay,
that's how big this freaking house. Maybe more square. Maybe it's that in the bedroom, or the bedroom, living room, the bedroom, and maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah,
but 4 rooms in this. I mean, the kitchen is half this room. That's how small it is. So we are doing an investigation. We get the ghost box, we get Satan, whatever. And one of the mediums that are with us thinks there's a demon or something evil, whatever, in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
You go to the kitchen.
Go to the fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do as an investigator. You can't be fucking scared.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I was at another location and somebody said, there's something up in the attic doesn't want us up there. Let's go. That's the way you have to do investigate.
Yeah, you go up there and you look back down and you go, don't let this shit close and Clark Griswold me up here, God damn it.
But you have to be willing to go there.
Yeah.
So if if you think digging on a piece of property is going to cause harm, you need to fucking dig on that property and find out what's going on. You have to test the boundaries.
Yeah, because all that tells me is like you're not allowed to dig now. Is like what's hidden there? What's under that ground that you don't want motherfuckers to find?
Or sometimes you have to take a risk.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it for all we know, like, is it a fucking underground facility that the government put there, or is it just something as benign and simple as like just like a little machine that causes these little EMF spikes for the greater good of the publicity and the commercialism of the property?
Well, that is one of the stories that they think that mesa right there. Somebody has reported or seen that mesa open up and a ship come out. Almost like there's an underground base.
So like the Cardinals football field?
Yeah. Or whatever. Yes. But that's very possible. Now, they have seen portals open up. That's...
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. And I don't know.
I saw something about orange portals and blue portals.
Right.
Then I was like the video game fucking Portal.
Right. Right. I don't know about portals, honestly. I do think there's something about dimensions. I think a lot of the UFO stuff. If the UFOs are, I believe UFOs are real. They are doing things we can't do naturally.
Yeah.
We don't have the science to do it. What are they? I don't know. Are they extraterrestrials from another planet? I don't know. I think it's more likely they're dimensional. Whether that be the spirit world or or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they're coming through somewhere dimensionally. They're not coming from.
Well, and then
Europa.
It's just like, because once you rope that idea or that possibility into the whole fucking thing, like, then you get to the point where, like, of course they're bringing in UFOs and Sasquatch and the paranormal stuff, because, like, once you get to that interdimensional portal shit, you can bring in pretty much anything you fucking want to.
Right.
Because then it goes back to the whole argument of the interdimensional Bigfoot that can jump between dimensions, and that's why nobody fucking sees them, because they realize you saw them, and then they just go whoop, and they're gone. Right. Like, they got a portal gun, like Rick and Morty. But you fuck with squirrels, Morty.
But I think there is something about it being dimensional. Like, and there, it's all, maybe the paranormal, ghost hunting. God, my nose is itching. Live television.
It's a ghost.
But there is something, there's a reason why a lot of paranormal activity is surrounded by UFO activity, is surrounded by cryptid activity. Just like I believe Maggie said in that one comment, that place that might do some research on.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Ley lines,
and that there's something about the power grids there. But if it is, all of this is dimensional. If they're coming from another dimension, another realm, whatever verbiage you want to use, that's fine. It doesn't make it any less paranormal. And UFOs, if they are really multi-dimensional, not coming, does that make it less important? Just because that's the fact that they're not coming from outer space,
right?
I mean, I don't know.
It's like, I don't know. Like, why? I don't understand the purpose, or not the purpose, like the reasoning behind why this shit has gotten so publicized.
Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah. And it's just, I think it's just because it has a name attached to it.
Well,
because there's nothing going on there that's like absolutely outlandishly crazy to just specifically that place. All this shit happens the world over.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? It just happens to be a concentration in one plot of land that, again, is a fucking huge plot of land.
Yes. I mean, it has everything. I will say that. And it's been hyped up. But In this new series, they've got seen some weird lights, like I said earlier. The mesa kind of lit up. Something behind the mesa lit up.
Yeah,
lit up the whole sky.
Well, and mind you, for 20 years, it was owned by a guy who now owns a government contracted aerospace company. What?
It looked like a fly or something was flying behind it.
It's a ghost. It's a tiny orb.
It's an orb. Do do do. If Travis starts getting repossessed. But, and there is some strange balls of light. They see some UFO action going on there. And they actually say some, and they do have some actual EMF type. They actually document some weird spikes and stuff, which makes sense. And one thing weird, I think it was from last season, maybe it was from the beginning part of this season, a cow died.
Mm-hmm.
And they moved the body to another part for the predators to come take, the scavengers to come take.
Yeah, as you do.
In a year, no scavenger came and took it. Left it alone. That was kind of weird. They even brought a guy and said, nothing has...
Was it outside of the fence?
No, I think it was inside the fence. I just think to a different part of the... away from everybody.
Well, maybe that's why the scavengers couldn't get it, because they were afraid of dragon.
Yeah, dragon.
There's just coyotes running around in the desert like, oh, I don't fuck with that dude named Dragon. He's a bad motherfucker.
Just for the people who are listening, Maggie has said this is going to sound really weird, but I have sensed portals in certain areas. That's interesting. So I've heard of people being able to sense portals or be able to feel when they're about to open up. I don't know. I'm not that sensitive.
I don't know. Apparently there's like an application or some shit that like geotags them. And like people go adventuring for them and shit.
Yes. I don't know. There's that one Ghost Radar app. I loved fucking with people with that.
Yeah.
And because it looks like a radar.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. It looks like a radar. And also people pop up.
It was a ghost.
That's what it says.
Jesus Christ. That is hardcore concrete shit right there.
Oh, and people. So I've seen people eat that shit up.
And that is a perfect example of it's the same thing with this. Is like there's a reason why there's a fucking TV show. There's a reason why there's all this lore. There's a reason why it has every type of paranormal activity that you could have. It's because, like, at least now at this point, there might be stuff going on, but it's owned by a big company. They've dumped money into it. There's a reason for it. There's all of this fucking, there's push and there's money and there's media behind it at this point, because everybody in the world that believes in the paranormal in any way wants to see and believe in stuff.
Right.
They're giving them something to see and believe in. And they're giving them access to it via a TV show.
Giving the masses what they want.
Yeah.
It's a great way to make money.
They're just feeding into the media trap of all of this shit. It's the same thing with Ghost Adventures. I enjoy Ghost Adventures and everything like that. I watch it for entertainment value. But it is what it is. It has become it is entertainment. They might actually catch shit. They might take it seriously, but that's what it is.
I know why you like Ghost Adventures.
Why?
Because Zach's back and neck tattoo really turns you on.
I don't even know what the fuck it is. I don't know what's under that Affliction shirt. I just know it looks like...
If you're not an MMA fighter, don't wear an Affliction shirt.
Right? Or
tap out or whatever.
And also, don't wear pants that goddamn big. His pants are like almost Jinko jeans. I'm like, dude, it's 2021. Nobody wears that shit anymore.
Maggie has commented again. Maggie's an energy healer. I'm fascinated with that shit. You know, Maggie, send us an email. We might want to have you on. Do an interview with. I'm fascinated about that stuff. So
I promise I won't talk in a stereotypical accent the whole time.
Freaking time. Yeah, you will, you bastard.
Just she answered the phone. Hello. We're here to do our interview.
But I'm fascinated with that energy healing shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be skeptical, but I believe in energies. I think the whole world is energy. I think you're energy. I think you've heard me talk about putting out energy into the world.
Yeah.
Whether it be manifestation or horrific energies like death causes imprint on the atmosphere and you get residual hauntings. So I'm big on energies. Now, I don't know all about energy healing, but I'm sure there's something to that. I think just like my situation currently.
I mean, I'm down to talk about it. I don't know shit about it. You know how I am. I'm a very skeptical person about shit until I have concrete evidence in front of me.
Right.
That particularly, preferably involves me.
Right.
Because until that point, I can't chalk anything up to anything.
I mean, but I'm like, take me for instance. You've known me for what, 5 years, 4 years?
Yeah.
You've seen me the last 7 months.
Yeah, give or take.
Shit went sideways. Shit went sideways pretty quick with me.
Yeah.
And my energy is just, say 5 months ago. You remember when we actually first started talking.
Mm-hmm.
My energy was fucking way the fuck off.
Yeah.
I was fucked up. Now, if you want to call that whatever, from a breakup, being just scarred, or do you want just my energy was off? And I'm still, just like right now, my energy is still off. Like I said, I live alone. Now, granted, I'm putting a lot more effort into this podcast. I have a
I think that was a lot of it at the time when you and I first started hanging out. Is like right. You just didn't have I said the same thing. Like everybody noticed how excited I got when we started doing this because I was the same way. You get in a rut where you just don't have a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I got so many things now. It seems my effort goes into this podcast because, like I said, we're going to build this. We're a whole media
empire.
More podcasts. We're just talking the Thursday. We're doing more. Don't be surprised if you see Travis and I each have a solo show.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Or shows with other hosts, co-hosts, all kinds of shit.
Right. Well, like
because we've got friends that are starting them, and we're gonna put them under our umbrella. All that shit.
Like I'm thinking about doing an online dating one.
Yeah.
To my experiences on online dating.
God, just do it live. Like, just be on the app and see who responds to fucking messages.
I think, and then maybe have a segment where I talk about a date I go on or, conversating with somebody all freaking night, that kind of thing, and talk about it, what my experience is, the good, the bad, the ugly. And let's be honest, if you get on Plenty of Fish, it's mostly ugly.
You should call that one Big Philly style.
Well, like we said, Plenty of Fish, it's almost comical.
They all are.
I mean, like I said, it's the Walmart, or maybe you said it, it's the Walmart of internet dating sites.
A little bit.
I mean, literally, you got some.
I was just at Walmart.
Yeah. But don't be surprised to see that and Travis be the producer, not necessarily talking, just be me. He might, Google some shit for me.
Right.
But, and then vice versa, we're still working on something he wants to talk about, and maybe I'll do the same thing. Then we got other friends that want to do podcasts. So things are going. There's going to be multiple podcasts to GITN Media.
Yes.
And so things are growing. And that is the direction we want to take. So it's the
first growth I've seen in my life in a long time.
Right.
Yeah,
we're at an hour and 32 minutes, so we can actually talk about this a little bit before we go to the Patreon. Hour and a half is good. Yeah. I mean, we covered everything about Skinwalker Ranch. There's some shit going on there. Is it as awesome as they say?
I think it's super interesting, but it's interesting until you start, like, when I started thinking about it, like, it's all fucking, it's a money grab at this point. Like, there might be shit going on, there might be this, there might be that, but it's a fucking money grab now. It's a TV show. It's a 500-acre studio.
Right.
Like,
right. So I don't know. I'm sure there's activity. I'm sure Dragon is a wonderful human being.
Shout out Dragon. Dragon, if you're out there, feel free to hit us up and tell us all the inside secrets.
And why?
I want all the dirty, stinky, good stuff.
What you found, what bodies you found when you didn't dig.
Stinks.
So,
nice,
but anyway,
and good.
Skinwalker, yeah, it's something going on. It's just overhyped. Like most of these paranormal places are. Thornhaven Manor. I don't give a shit. Ohio State Reformatory. I don't give a shit. Eastern State, which you want to go to at some point.
Mm-hmm.
They're all overhyped.
Well, yeah.
All of them. Thornhaven Manor is a perfect example. Oh, it's one of the most in Indiana. I've been there.
I've never been. I'll go.
Oh, I don't think you do it. I think the guy's either selling it or what. I don't think you get in there anymore.
You know what that means? Bolt cutters and pepper spray.
Ghost Adventures did there. Oh, it's so. I went there. Literally nothing. I was pissed off, and I don't provoke. I started fucking provoking.
I do.
I mean, aggressively. You don't really provoke. You're stern, which is okay.
Yeah.
But I'm talking. I was Zach Bagans and that shit.
Oh, see, I'll get
Come
like
at
that
me,
if I
bro.
start getting pissed off.
What?
I start getting like that if I start getting pissed off.
But I was literally trying to piss something off at one point. And I got pissed off. Literally got pissed off because, this place is supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world.
That ain't shit happening.
And it ain't shit happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this place. They can go fuck themselves. That's really what I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what happened. My attitude changed.
They got scared.
It possessed me. It crawled up inside me and took over. Well, I did have the ex with me that night.
I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, I
also think it has a lot to do with like not saying one person or the other, but like I feel like you're not gonna experience the right stuff if you're not around the right people.
So that is what Skinwalker Ranch is about. It's overhyped. Sure, there's activity. Sure, there might be a Bigfoot walking around, a chupacabra.
Which my thing with the Bigfoot is like, unless you're gonna make the interdimensional portal argument with Bigfoot, what the fuck business does a anywhere from 5 to 1,000 pound, anywhere from 7 to 10 foot tall, fucking like bipedal ape that is covered with hair? What the fuck? Unless you're making, like I said, unless you're making the interdimensional travel thing, the portal thing, what fucking business does an animal like that have in the fucking desert?
That's a good point. Even though, here's the funny thing. Area 51, in the middle of the motherfucking desert.
Yeah.
There's been Bigfoot sightings reported in one of the...
Yeah, not traditionally a fucking environment. Look across the world. Primates do not usually inhabit desert areas.
Right, because for one, there's no cover.
Yeah.
No water. That's a big thing.
Yeah. No traditional prey items.
Unless they are vegetarian.
No vegetation. Yeah, because most primates are vegetarians or omnivores.
At least their diet unless their diet consists of cactus. Cacti. What? It'd be a good.
Well, see, but that's the other thing. Even if it was
with its own toothpick.
Yeah, even if it was dining upon cacti. You know how many fucking cactus something that large would have to eat? Cacti, sorry, whatever.
What if it's a female and she's watching her figure?
Either way. I'm just speaking scientifically. Do you think it would have to ingest a massive amount of vegetation to keep that thing going?
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Mrs. Bigfoot looks at Mr. Bigfoot and says, "Does this fur make me look fat?"
Oh no. No, Bigfoot can't go on vacation to the desert. We can go on vacation there, but that's my thing. Is like, what are you just seeing Bigfoot just walking through the desert from one place to another?
Yes.
Like, I don't know, man. There's.
All right.
It's so fantastically blown up now.
All right. That's enough for Skinwalker Ranch. You know our thoughts on it. We might talk a little bit more.
I kind of figured we were gonna get low key like ass hurt about talking about this one because like it has such a cool, almost humble beginning, if you will, within the paranormal world of like being stuff that traditionally does line up in a paranormal way with hauntings and poltergeist activities with native influence.
As
and
always, the
shitty
natives
stuff.
are behind every
And
paranormal.
it starts out cool and it has this and this, and then it gets to the point where we're at now, and it's just like all of now that since people have known about it and it's become popular, all of these details could have just been fucking pushed out into the world by these people that have a financial dog in the race.
And we are part of, you and I are part of the problem. We tell these stories and we probably overblown or changed something about them, and then the next person might hear this podcast tell the same story and they overblown it. So maybe at one point it was one little incident. It started just with next thing you know, portals open up and demons are coming through. Yeah, raping freaking cattle.
Yeah,
and all it was a lady.
Because if it's all true, the cattle mutilation thing is the craziest thing to me.
Which and
just because there's the ones where they have the puncture wounds and they're drained of blood, which you could throw in a chupacabra reference. There's the ones where they say that the mutilations and the way they were violated basically could not be done by anything other than at least something of human capability and intelligence.
Right.
Like the cattle mutilation thing is the craziest thing, which to me is either some random predator that's just found a new way to do things, human interference, human testing on animals, or something extraterrestrial.
Right.
But who fucking knows?
Right.
Nobody fucking knows, because all it is fucking stories with this place.
Right.
I've seen some pictures of mutilated cattle, but who the fuck? Like, I'm not chalking that shit up to anything. That could literally be anything. I could go to fucking Main Street and take a picture of a dead crackhead and be like, an alien raped this person to death, and then the chupacabra sucked its blood, and then Bigfoot stuck its balls in their mouth, and then fucking the Mothman flew over and took shit, and more ghosts came and raped him again, and here we go. We got a hotbed of activity.
So what you're saying, Bigfoot invented teabagging?
Yeah.
Awesome. You heard it here first, folks. All right.
You're welcome.
That's going to wrap up the episode about Skinwalker Ranch. So, let's cover, GIT Media, we are going to branch out. We're going to do multiple, like we were talking about, multiple episodes. So if you follow,
take over the fucking world.
If you follow this episode, just listen. We will let you know when we decide and when the Thursday episode will be its own RSS feed and own YouTube channel. I'm assuming the Thursday show, which I'm going with, my vote is Raccoons and Hand Grenades for the title. That's Chalupa Cobra's.
I know it was.
She's growling, baby. She's
having a hell of a dream. Raccoons and Hand Grenades is not the Raccoons and Hand Grenades podcast.
I think it's since it is a spinoff, it works.
It's either something like that or what we were playing with earlier. Like, I don't hate pardon the cancellation.
Yes.
The cancellation theory.
Yes. Something, because basically, and we want to keep it kind of weird, just for the mere fact, Thursday show, we're not politically correct.
Not entirely. We're politically correct enough to get away with it on live streams.
I don't know. We've gotten it's gotten a little hairy at some times.
I mean, PC has never been my strong suit.
But we want to be on the edge. We're going to say some weird shit.
Yeah.
That's why if you are easily offended, God love you. Bless your heart. We're not for you.
Yeah. Because I'm the king of saying something and then being like, now, I don't hate this community of people or this race. Fuck off. Like, right. Jesus Christ.
Because we
not
really
everything's
don't.
serious all the fucking time.
You know, people need to. That's one thing about humor. Just because you say something does not mean you mean it. Sometimes you say, like, what did I just say? I said something to you just a minute ago. It was meant. Whatever. I like remember the whole woolly mammoth episode where when I don't crack a lot of jokes and I decided to start cracking some jokes.
Yeah.
You were talking about woolly mammoths and I said, you're not talking about your date last night.
Yeah.
You know, that was meant to be shocking.
Right.
To offend, you did not see that coming.
Yeah.
And you thought it was funny.
Yeah, and that's fucking lightweight.
Right. You know, I was just baby stepping it. I was just rubbing the butt with the Vaseline. Wasn't going into it yet.
Yeah, you can't just. I mean, you gotta make little ones. You gotta do stuff like that before you can go on to full on like telling black jokes and.
No, there will be no black jokes. We will only tell white jokes.
I'll tell Japanese jokes.
Well,
I can do that.
We will concentrate on. You can tell Japanese jokes, and I will tell Caucasian jokes.
Did I ever tell you that if I was going to be a wrestler, my wrestling name would totally be the Raging Asian Caucasian?
Oh boy, that's actually pretty good. I like that.
Right? The Rajk.
Yeah, but that is what the Thursday episode, or the new podcast, which I like, Raccoons and Hand Grenades. We're going to narrow that down, maybe by next week.
And if we do Raccoons and Hand Grenades as the title, we are going to have to make a clip that we can put up to reference back to why it's Raccoons and Hand Grenades.
Well, that is another thing. I'm going to start doing. If you follow you subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's going to be clips.
Oh,
of
fancy.
You know, it'll say episode 125, or be I'm not going to do a whole clip channel. It'll be a playlist. Mm-hmm. And I think I even have one already. Clips playlist, 5-10 minutes of topics of when we go off on a rant about something, like for instance, Records and Hand Grenades. That wasn't the whole episode. That was about a 15-20 minute section. That would be a clip.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be 15 minute or so clips. I might do whatever topic.
Sponsored by Rex's Anal Raccoon Emporium.
Right. But with an intro and outro. So I'm going to break these episodes up. Since we are going an hour and 40 minutes, at least
regularly.
That gives us a lot of material to do clips. So there could be 3 or 4 clips per episode. So be on the lookout for that if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to share this. I know Brianne is doing a great job sharing because she bitched at us about...
Sharing is caring.
She bitched about how she told a bunch of people to watch this podcast, and we had all those technical malfunctions in the beginning of this freaking thing.
But yeah, I know. It's just been a shit show the last couple of times.
And it should see everything is set pretty much.
Yeah.
It's plug in and go. How that freaking did,
it was dragging.
He knew we were going to bash him.
Yeah, he knew we were going to Skinwalker Ranch. He came in here. He zip-lined down the side of the house.
Yeah. But be sure to share. That is the most important thing. And if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, do us a favor. Also listen to the podcast via your, however you watch or listen. I'm sorry, however you listen to podcasts. Give us a listen there because, numbers do miss. We appreciate the people who are watching the show. But we want, and if I'm being honest, the podcast is actually monetized per download. We get money per download. So if you listen to it, you've already heard it. If you watch it live or whatever, hit play and go about your day.
And then you don't have to see our faces.
Well, that's the best part of this episode. We are some good-looking motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. I like them French fried potatoes.
All right. But that's going to wrap up this episode. Like I said, be sure to share. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at night_ghost. Via Instagram, ghost_night_podcast. Just Ghost in the Night, all one word.
Don't we have a screen for this?
Oh, you know what? Fuck me.
Jackass, you're the one that fucking made the thing.
There, right there.
Hey, look at that. No fucking way.
We talked.
Look at us not sucking fat dick for once.
Here's the thing. We talked. This is Inside Baseball, what we talked. We are happy with this podcast, but the ending of these podcasts have been kind of a clusterfuck. Trying to do all this social media stuff. Ooh, cup it, baby, cup it.
I wonder how much this fucks up the audio.
We'll find out.
Just do like a gutter roll from a metal such.
Last week we talked about, we were happy with last Thursday's episode.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, but the ending, how we're ending it is kind of clunky.
Yeah.
So I was focusing on trying to just get to the point. I forgot about the shit.
Yeah.
So follow us on Facebook at Ghost of the Night. Be sure to become a Patreon like Brianna, like Maggie, who are the newest Patreons. Sydney's one of the top. These are the 3 newest ones. It starts at $2. You get extra material that we are going to record tonight. As soon as we hit recording, we're going to take a quick break, and we are going to record the Patreon version or episode bonus segment, I guess. But that is a great way to follow us, interact with us, and go about just communicating with us. Don't forget the merchandise. Another great way to support us. Get a T-shirt. There are some T-shirts coming. We have the new ones. What the fuck are you doing?
I was licking the tie-dye one.
That's a great way to support us. We have.
I fucking love that tie-dye one, dude. That shit's so sick.
I'm thinking about ordering that one. I might order 2.
Yeah, I need one of those for sure. And then I like it's a little late now, but I saw that teal color that you can get some of the T-shirts and hoodies on.
Yeah.
I had never seen until Cole Trickle 69.
Oh,
he was looking at them,
yeah.
and I was like, dude, I haven't even fucking seen that color combination.
Yeah.
And he was like, really? It's your merch, blah, blah, blah. I was like, dude, I don't even have any of our merch. What the fuck do you mean?
But it's a Spreadshirt account. So just go to Spreadshirt, I believe shop.spreadshirt.com/GITN-paranormal-merch. And you get a wide array of all different logos. I've had a few different logos over the past 2 years. The only thing, I'm going to add the newest logo, which is what our thumbnail is now, with our gorgeous cartoon faces.
Mm-hmm.
That will be a new one.
I look like a Japanese thumb.
Yes. But we have talked about there's the raccoon hand grenade T-shirts coming. How you work coming on that design?
I think I'm done with the drawing aspect of it. I want to it'll be easier to clean certain shit up in digitally.
Right.
Because I think I'm also going to get a digital sketch pad.
Hold on, let me see something. I am working on the Chalupa Cabre. T-shirt.
Yeah, that's easy. We just got to, once we get a good picture
I
it. All I got to do, I mean, all I got to do is knock out a good script for it.
What the hell? I think I've got a good picture. Hold on, let me see. I think it's on here. Oh, close recent. I just have to take.
Megs likes the hoodie.
I think I'm just going to take out all this. That's going to be, and then we'll put the.
That's fantastic.
Chupacabra hashtag or whatever.
Oh my god! And then I'll totally bite the style of the Golden Girls logo for the script part of it.
But once I take out the background.
Yeah.
But that cartoonist, that's.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
She even looks somewhat disapproving.
I would show you people that, but you have to wait for that.
Mags likes the hoodies.
Thank you, Mags. You are awesome. But that is.
Wait, did Mags? Do you have a hoodie, or are you like
she
talking
likes
about?
the hoodie.
Oh, there's a hoodie on the fucking thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was a hoodie.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking, like, I was shocked at the number of options that are on that
I
that
put
account.
some fucking time into that shit.
Well, no, not even just like the designs, but like just the shit
Sure.
that Spreadshirt offers
Right.
product wise
And
color wise. Like I said, the color thing was what threw me off. There's color. There's color combinations and options on there that I didn't even fucking know we had until Cole started looking at hoodies and shit.
Right.
Because there, like I said, there's a teal on there that is fucking sick with a couple of those logos.
I might have to get some, but that it should be fairly one of the first ones. If you
She's not the first person to say that.
Really?
Somebody else told me that she couldn't find the tie-dye.
Really?
Fuck off up there. You keep moving around up in the ceiling.
I will look into
put
that.
You in my asshole.
After the show tonight, I will look into it because we found it. I showed it to you, and I found that's where
Mags found it. Can I call you Mags? I'm calling you Mags. I don't. I'm assuming people do anyway.
If you go to T-shirts, men's T-shirts, or just T-shirts in general, it'll be one of the first ones. It should be. You might have to look at
because there's tie-dye ones that don't. It might be under the one that doesn't look like that one. Yeah, because originally that one is a black and gray tie-dye. And then there's color options on top of that.
Right. You might have to check the color options too. I will look. Anyway, but that's going to wrap up. Well, I'll look into it and get back with you guys on Thursday.
Hello, Mags.
I will maybe make it a little bit more easier. I don't know. Well, I'll actually, you know what? Since that's our favorite one, I will put out.
What, the Paracondrac?
No, the tie-dye one.
Yeah, that's the Paracondrac.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can get multiple.
There's other. That's an
I think
option.
you can get like logos and shit with the tie-dye also.
Right.
Yeah.
But
the one we display is the Paracondrac.
But the Paracondrac one, I will put a direct link to it out in the social media.
Yeah, because that's an official hashtag now.
Right, and send it to you.
We have the hashtag Paracondrac if you ever want to use it for anything.
So I will actually get a link to that and get it out on social media. I'll give it to Travis, and he can send it out too. But that is going to wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for checking out. We love each and every one of you crazy son of bitches.
And real quick while we're here, since you talked about the spirit healing or all that energy healing and stuff, Mags, I'm on the Instagram most every day, most of the day on and off. Follow us on Instagram and shoot me a message on Instagram. And we might be able to work out a little phone interview or something like that for an episode.
I love it. All right.
So get at me.
That's what the hell? Bug. Ooh, what the hell?
You fuck off, yeah? You douchey fucking cunt.
All right. Did you?
No, you're allowed to say it in a British accent.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you're allowed to say it
because I do too, but that's what I say all the time. I wish I lived in fucking the UK because you can say it. They say it like we say asshole. I love it.
I love it. All right. That's going to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you we'll see you Thursday.
Fuck off, you plonker.
Take care, everybody.
Deuces.